After our YouTube live stream on Saturday, I had continued following the story of the 12-year-old Sylvester that was bullied and beaten to death in Dowen College, Lekki, Lagos. And guys, to be very frank with you, the revelations I have been seeing on the internet, God, you would never know how deep this issue is until you hear stories from mothers from that same school. Let's get into this video, and I will take our time and read just a select few of the testimonials, negative testimonials from mothers that have children in Dowen College, Lagos. Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah, and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the T. Now, on this episode, I will be taking our time to talk about some of the shocking revelations that have emerged over the weekend from parents that have children in Dowen College, Lekki, Lagos, where Sylvester, 12-year-old Sylvester, was bullied and beaten to death. Now, aside that, Sylvester's father also made a shocking revelation whilst having an interview with Arise News with regards to the principal's reaction or the principal's attitude towards Sylvester's death. Guys, that got me really pissed, but let's get into the video fully and then we'll take them each at a time. Now, the first testimonial I will be reading out is from one of the students of Dowen College that was actually physically present the very night that Sylvester was barbarically beaten. Yes. Now, this is what the student wrote. Sly got beat up on Saturday, 27th of November by the boys that was named, and the ringleader was Favor Anslem, and Michael is more of a follower. I was in the room the day they came in. Sly, which is a nickname for Sylvester, was on his bed, and we were just talking and playing in our hostel room as usual after we cleaned up. At about evening time, the senior boys came in and Senior Favor switched off the light. They were holding their belt with them. They were not 5 but 6 senior boys, but I don't know who exactly was part of the beating, but I know Senior Edwin was there for sure. They beat him up and he fell from his bunk, and after they were done, they called us back to the room, and Anslem said the school rules piss him off, and if we snitch the way Sly did them, would do even worse to us. That means they would do even worse to the roommates. Sly was still on the ground and Favor kicked his head again before they left. In the morning on Sunday, Sly was on his bed and he complained that he couldn't walk. So the senior called us to their room and said if we snitch, they would know, and that if they ask us what is wrong, we should say he played football. The dorm master, note, the dorm master knew there was a beating that occurred, so I don't understand why they are lying on the internet that he wasn't aware. Even the following morning, Sly went to the sick bay and it was obvious he was beaten, and because no football can break bones, and moreover, that week we didn't have or play football or sport activities. I tried to explain to the principal, note number 2, I tried to explain to the principal what had happened, but they keep shutting us up and saying he was playing football. Even before Sly's uncle came to pick him up, and me and my friends told our dorm master, Mr. Ahmed, what really happened, but they didn't want to listen to us. I'm going to just stop there. Now, guys, this is a testimonial, as I said earlier, from a student of the same college that was present in the room the night that the beating happened. Now, 2 things to note. The dorm master was fully aware, because it's very weird that there will be a dorm master and something like that will be happening and the dorm master would act like he does not know. Of course, Sylvester would have been screaming and shouting for help whilst he was being beaten. So nobody would say that they did not hear all that noise. That is one. And then the principal, Students are trying to explain that this is exactly what happened and they are being shut down. Now, guys, that is just one thing to show you that the school is not even concerned about the tragedy that has occurred. What they are really concerned about is their reputation, their image, trying to do a cleanup, trying to suppress the truth, trying to sweep everything under the carpet and make the school, present the school to be this righteous, to be this perfect, picture perfect place for people to breed kids, whilst they are breeding monsters and hiding the story, basically doing a cover-up to cover everything that actually happened that day. In fact, not just only that day, because the testimonials from other parents will shock you. Now, guys, talking about testimonials, Sylvester's father also made some very, very shocking revelations.
Nobody called. Nobody called. As I'm speaking to you, up to today, the owner of the school has not even called. The only time the principal called me was to say, why did I send those pictures when he was passing through pain? Why did I send those pictures to the public? That the boy is a very handsome boy. Those pictures, anybody that sees those pictures will be scared of, even herself was even scared of opening those pictures.
The principal of Dowen College did not call to check up on Sylvester even after they had removed the boy from the school for treatment in Warri. The principal did not call to check. No teacher from the school, no staff called to check. It was only his JSS 1 teacher that actually called to check up on him. And then the only time, even the owner of the school never even called, the only time that the principal called was after Sylvester's picture and videos of him, crying and wailing in pain circulated on the internet. And what did the principal have to say? That why will the father allow Sylvester's picture to go viral on the internet? That Sylvester is a handsome boy. That the father should not have allowed his picture to go online like that. That it will be an eyesore for people to see. And I'm wondering that is actually a human being speaking. That is actually a wife, a mother, making such a statement. Regardless of the fact that an 11-year-old boy who only turned 12 yesterday died under her care, under her watch, and she had that to say. And guys, this is not the first time that such a statement has actually come out from Dowen College. Apparently, I think this is the time for me to actually start reading out some of the testimonials, negative testimonials from some of the parents of Dowen College kids who have actually gone through the same corridors of torture, of bullying that Sylvester actually suffered before he died. This one says, a colleague of mine reported that her daughter was being bullied by a senior. The school said she should endure, that the senior will soon graduate. Her daughter fainted and the school didn't notify her until her daughter called 3 days later. Yes, the same Dowen College. So, a child complains that she's being bullied. And all the school had to say was that the child should endure, that the senior will soon graduate. How long did it take for Sylvester to be killed? In just one night, he was beaten up, given a chemical to drink, and a few days later, he died. And then this same school was telling a student to endure the bullying, that the senior will soon graduate. Do they know the form of bullying that child was suffering? Do they know what that senior has been doing to that child? They did not even bother to investigate. Guys, let me read another one. This one is also similar to Sylvester's case. Now, this mother wrote that they beat up my son in October and the school covered it and lied to me that it was just one boy when there were actually 7 boys involved, including the head boy that beat up a junior student. As they were beating him, they made a video of him. Students in the hostels actually do have phones. I only knew of the video last week Thursday by 3:30. By 7:30, I was already in Lagos. I went straight to Dowen Hostel gate. The gate was open I asked the principal if she had seen the video. She said yes, she saw it in October when it happened, and because it had not gone online, there was no need for her to do anything. Imagine that. She said the kids were never punished. Even the one they admitted to be the only one that beat up the son was never punished. They covered it all up until I got a hold of the video last week Thursday. I have been crying my eyes out. I have not been able to forgive myself. But the mother has been able to involve the police. Guys, 7 senior students beat up a child, a junior student. They recorded it for fun, which is the usual trait of a bully. They do it, they are having fun doing it, they record it. And the principal was aware. The principal saw the video, so obviously saw the faces of the student perpetrating that insidious act and did nothing about it. What is the principal's excuse? That because it has not gone online, she felt there was no need to do anything about it. The students were allowed to go scot-free. They were not punished. And this is the same thing that Sylvester's elder sister, who is in SS1, also said during their interview with Arise TV. And I'm thinking, is this where it all started? Because the sister also said the same thing. I mentioned this on Saturday during our YouTube live. Yes, that the sister had mentioned that these same boys that actually beat up Sylvester, they had beaten him before in October, forcing him to admit to having seen the sister's nakedness. And they said that they would only stop beating him after he agrees that yes, he has seen it. The sister petitioned, she wrote statements. A certain Mrs. Celine, yes, teachers of the school, they suppressed the case. They ensured that the case did not get to the appropriate authority. The principal, everybody was aware. They covered it up, protected and shielded the students that were actually responsible for that. No punishment, no suspension, even after lying to the student, to the parents that, oh yes, they had actually suspended the student. But the students were still coming to school. They never did suspend the students. Guys, there is a pattern with Dowen College. Obviously, there is a pattern. Things happen. Terrible things. How many testimonials did I read? Just 2. Guys, there's a lot of them. Mothers are now coming out to speak up. There is a truckload of testimonials. People are now speaking up. And they could not speak up before because they were scared. I mentioned this on Saturday during my YouTube live stream. That parents will not be able to speak up. Why? Because the school presents itself to be this, echelon of prosperity, of what? Connection, whatever, like they are so powerful, probably because of who the owner is or who the sponsors are or the investors are, whatever, because of the caliber of people that they have. So if you firm, you talk, you make noise, they will intimidate you, probably threaten you, make you keep quiet. Guys, this is real. This is deep. There's a pattern with Dowen College. There's negligence of the students. And guys, I even heard from one of the parents said that the school does not have a PTA. That's a Parents Teachers Association. The school I went to, we actually had PTA. What is the role of the PTA in the school? Checkmate the activities, the actions of the school and their students as well. They said that the owner of the school does not believe in PTA. So Dowen College does not have PTA. That's actually a red flag. And that is why anything goes. That is why they will be able to breed monsters in the premises of that school. The monsters will be intimidating and terrorizing the fellow students, and the owners of the school, the principal, the staff, they would not say anything. Everybody is tight-lipped. Yes, everybody is tight-lipped. So negligence, covering up all the atrocities that happens in the school. Not just students bullying fellow students, but from all the testimonials that I have been seeing online, guys, it is the school also bullying the students and also bullying parents, shutting them up. And we are complaining that Nigeria is corrupt. This is one of the places that corruption begins from. Yes, the leaders, the owners of the school, the people controlling or administrating the school, shutting up the students, suppressing the student, oppressing the students, also oppressing the parents, shutting them up, putting fear in them, threatening not to speak up, not to speak up. And then they will come online and then they will post flowery captions of their students achieving great things, but people do not know the atrocities that's going on in the premises of the school. This video is not just for Sylvester. Sylvester is one out of the many, out of the hundreds, out of the thousands of students, of children who are going through this same evil, this same act of evil in their different places of learning. Sylvester is one out of the many. It's just sad that Sylvester had to die for people to become very, very enraged, for people to become very, very high-rated. It's just very, very sad that Sylvester had to die for people to react this way. But one thing I am hoping and praying for is that justice prevails. I'm talking about investigation. The investigation is taking too damn long. No arrests have been made. No arrest whatsoever. Nobody has been brought in for questioning. What sort of investigation is happening, by the ways? Nobody has been arraigned. Nobody. All we are hearing is investigations are going on. How long does it take for investigations to happen? Dowen College should be shut down for a long time. I would even prefer the school is not even open anymore. Because that place, from all indications, they say they breed champions. They also breed monsters. Listen guys, I'm not going to allow this matter to rest. The more I get more information about this case, the more I'm going to be talking about it. So I will see you all on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. Have an amazing day.